It's Alysia, Nora, and Macy on our little green couch.
Ready to talk weekly gossip from behind the chair.
Have a drink or 10 and get ready for the journey.
Join us on the floor with little Fern. Hello, we're here. We have a new mic set up.
We look professional.
My mic is a silky velveteen black.
I really like that description for you. Mine is white with, I don't know why they went with like a gray top. Like you got a very velvety black.
Macy and Alicia's have like a boom mic top.
It gives like a weird, like an odd feeling. Like it looks like it feels weird.
Yeah, it doesn't look velvety.
It looks like it's like something, one of those like furry things that are actually like really sharp and they like cut your hand or something.
However, I'm white, Macy's pink, Nora's black. We now all have our own colors to radiate our aura.
It's kind of giving Neapolitan, but like extra like dark.
Yeah. Black cherry.
Right?
By the way, that is one of the coffee choices at Grounded this month. That's one of the Neapolitan latte.
Is it?
It is.
I like a Neapolitan anything.
What is a Neapolitan?
It's what? Strawberry, chocolate,
vanilla. Okay, but I just didn't know if that technically applied to like, aren't there like Neapolitan drinks and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So are those the same like flavor groups?
Mm-hmm.
Usually.
Oh, okay. So this is not just like a ice cream only thing.
No.
Okay. Have you had their coffee yet?
I did get it. It was divine. You know what was also really good? I got the cold brew. Now I'm drawing a blank on what the flavor was, but it was banana split cream cold brew.
What?
It was divine. And it did. If you were wondering, it tastes like a banana split.
I have been seeing the menu and I think that they're kind of like we get our bread from Little Spruce. I feel like they're the same way where they update their menu, I think, every month now.
Because I feel like it's even more frequently.
They've been getting wild.
They said they have a June menu, but
I did happen to walk upon them while they were taking their cute little like outdoor photo. They do like all their photos, like how we do for ours. And I was leaving my Pilates class the other day to get my coffee. It's a routine. You have a regimen.
Sorry
and it's okay. That's fine. And they were taking all their photos outside and they looked so cute. The drinks they had looked so yummy. So I'll be looking forward to see what July has because it's probably what they were taking their photos for. Were July.
Ooh. Do they take their pictures? Or are they like us and they take it? I feel like they cannot be taking that with an iPhone. Like,
oh hell no, that was a Nikon something. Professionalist.
I like one of these days. We slowly but surely level up, and once we actually start to like generate like revenue, I want to do like stuff like that. Like their pictures are good, and you think like going into like the coffee shop that it's going to be like this glamorous like coffee shop, but it's like really cute and quaint. And I'm like, it's just so interesting their like online presence, and then like their actual presence. Like it's not the vibe that I thought it would be, but it's like even better, if that makes any sense.
They've done a really great job with branding, and they've also done a really great job of keeping it homey, which is right up our alley. Their vibe is you walk in and somebody's greeted you immediately from the door. Like some young great barista has already said hi to you. I enjoy it. I will walk over to get my coffee after Pilates every time I'm there. Or if I'm at the farmer's market, I make Luke go with me every single time.
Yeah, they're also just like, I feel like they're very friendly, which is like I feel like not very common that all of like the people that work there are friendly, but then also their food. Like I think that's such a great component of coffee shop is for me because like I kind of am a hit or miss with coffee. I love a good food option. And I mean, I've had their you said it. You had their parfait. Their parfait was really good. I've had part of like their breakfast sandwich that Alysia didn't finish. That was amazing.
They had a gluten-free, it was a donut.
It was a donut.
And I ate a donut after Pilates.
Demolished it. It was very good. I had Pilates. I had the parfait.
Yes, their food is yummy. Their vibe is great. Do they have a booth at the farmer's market or is it?
No.
Okay.
You walk in and get their coffee. At the farmer's market, there is another booth that does do coffee, which draws a big crowd. And I do want to say that I am interested in trying them out. However, Luke is kind of terrified that they're somebody who has like really strong coffee. It looks like it's really, really super strong coffee. It's coming from people who drink really strong coffee. I drink a super strong coffee. It was like it looked scary to him. He was like, I don't know if we should try it, but they had so many people gathered to get new coffee, like to come in and get their coffee, and these people clearly recognize them. It's like the farmers market, like
Yeah.
crowd. Well, I just want to preface this. The Frankfurt Farmers Market has a lot of food. It has a lot of great farmers. It has a lot of great produce. I could literally go do my produce
It's
shopping.
pretty amazing. Like when we went that one day, I was like, holy shit, they have a separate parking lot just for people selling food and then just for vendors. It's just a big,
It's very big.
nice shopping area for the end of your week.
So I've been foreseeing Luke to go with me, not all the time. Like, you might say once a month we go, and I get flowers, and then we get fruit, and we get like, oh, the flowers are great. I could just die with the flowers.
Forgot about the flowers.
Flowers are just amazing.
I have seen them on Alicia's story. This farmer's market I've always wanted to go to. I just never have gone. But I mean, I love Frankfurt, so I can't
That'd be
imagine
cute,
that
like,
it wouldn't be great.
Yeah, you
For you
and
and Aiden to
Aiden.
do.
for sure.
And they go to Cup of Joe.
Ooh, I like this idea.
Yeah, that's
Wait, when is
cute.
the farmer's market in Frankfurt?
It's
Sundays.
Sunday.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you should do that. There's one by
Definitely.
me. It's not as, I'm not going to lie. It is not as good as Frankfurt because Frankfurt is just so darn cute. And everything about it is cute. Like even the brick pathways, I'm impressed by.
You
Like
did a very cute job.
ours are, the one I go to is just in like the community hospital outpatient parking lot. So the vibe is not as vibey
Mhm.
as Frankfurt is. And I think that's part of it is it's in like this like tree lined park. You can walk around the whole town.
Have
It's
you
adorable.
all gone to, I mean, I know this is kind of a ways away, but in Wicker, like their farmer's market, I love their
I
farmer's
haven't done
market.
that for a very long
They have like similar things where it's like fresh flowers. And I was actually really surprised because many times I've gone to the Homewood Farmers Market. And that one is like, at least I've only been to so many, but this one feels more like a little quaint, small businesses of the area. There is a Stamper cheese guy that comes, I think, from like a little ways away.
That fucking Stamper cheese guy is at every single market.
He really cleans up at the.
But damn, I'm not gonna lie, people like you can just tell how much people fucking love cheese. Like I am one of those people, don't get me wrong, but I mean like you just see how much they sell out of stuff too, and it's like, damn,
I don't ever want to stand on the
that's a business to be in.
Yeah, the thing is with the farmers market, I will get down. I have been to the Wicker. I've been to a few in the city, and I love a good city's farm. If I happen to be in the city and there is a farmers market the next day,
Absolutely.
you best believe I am getting stuff if I can take it with me. I can't tell if this is like a popular opinion or an unpopular opinion. I like more food produce farmers market.
Yes, and that was how the one in Wicker was, or they had like so many like I think there was like what like crepes and like different food options. I'm like that is a farmer's market that I can get behind.
I need like a sourdough. I'm gonna need a bakery. I'm gonna need
Popcorn.
I'm gonna need I'm gonna need to be able to get my fresh produce.
Yeah, and veggie.
You know when they have like the tacos in the morning too? Like there's a woman at the Homewood one that comes and she makes like breakfast tacos and she's got tamales and she has all this stuff and I'm like that. Because then you've got what you're fed for the day and then you have some tamales like you can freeze or you can,
Yeah,
have them for dinner later.
you're awesome. I love
3 meals
that
in a
they
day.
make dinner for later too. That's such
Yes.
the St. John one also has Bean Me Up Roastery is there.
I like being me out.
The mom and dad do the market for the kids who own it, and I always make sure I get like my cold brew from them. And then there's a new coffee shop in Dyer that's also there, but they have a taco truck. Oh my God. These things were wrapped like a taquito, but not like a hard shell taquito. It was like a soft shell taco. And it was like long. It had chorizo in it. It was so freaking good. And it was like 9:30 in the morning. And I was just like,
That sounds amazing.
we're here.
my gosh, this like weekend I went to the city on Sunday for Father's Day, but
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't
what?
celebrate. Huh?
What'd you do in the city?
Oh, well, actually, the weekend, let's actually rewind. I'm gonna get a little ahead of myself. So, Friday, what was I doing Friday? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. But anyways, Saturday, we went and we did a bar crawl for Julia's birthday. And this was just like the start to my eventful weekend. Oh my gosh. First of all, the dressing up part was insane. It was amazing. But I also realized that I went way too far. Like,
It was a theme. Let's just.
I don't feel like you did.
because no, not too far, but like everybody just like, why were there some people there in like khakis and a t-shirt? I'm like, that's not white trash.
Those are normal, lazy people who show up to a theme party undressed.
And then they were wearing like no socks and sandals. I'm like, yeah, that's like literally the least amount of white trash you can get. But anyways.
I think that a lot of those gentlemen were like friends of like parents.
I think that
also.
those
fair.
people, what it sounds like is that's how they dress regularly, making them
Right.
automatically.
Yes. So we showed up and I just I just want you to know that me and Macy were like, we're ready and we are here. I stopped on I had to drop Luke off at the airport for his trip. And so on my way home, I said, oh, he was ready to go and I was in the middle of getting ready. Because I knew it was gonna be like a tight, like me drop him off and then need to go. So I was in the middle of getting ready and I was like half dressed. I was in like my top half of my outfit and then just like my bottom half of like regular clothes.
Mhm.
And I was in the middle of like putting on my makeup. And then Luke's like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I was like, oh, of course you are. So we get into the car and he goes, interesting look you got going on. And I was like, well, I'm like half ready now. But like it made it easier because then I just got home and just had to like quickly like finish getting ready.
Mhm.
But I, on the way back, said, I should really stop right now
Oh.
at the liquor store before I head home because it's just convenience. So I was like, I'll get me, Macy, and like booze for like Juliet said she was just going to have beer and I knew I wasn't going to want to drink beer. So I said, oh, I'll get us like, seltzers or teas or whatever.
Mhm.
So I stop in at our favorite of the liquor stores, Family Liquor. So I stop in and I see they had the mom waters, they had the new vacation pack. So I was like, oh, let me pick that up. Then they had the high noon teas. I said, perfect. So I got one case of each. Hindsight is 2020. I should have gotten like 6 cases.
We went through that shit so fast.
Because everyone was on the same wavelength. It's like we all got there and everyone was like, oh, I don't want beer. Oh, who's mom waters or who's teas or who's whatever. And we were all
Yeah.
kind of like,
Which
oh,
is like fair enough. Like it's a party, you put them in the coolers, like it's pretty much free game at that point.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think if we had like maybe like 3 extra cases, it would have been great.
Would have been better. Well, so I'm bringing up my booze
Not
to
that it
the,
matters that I
to the
guess.
counter at Family Liquor, and they know us. And I'm now, and he looks at me, looks at my outfit, and goes, "Don't you own the salon?" And then I said, "Yeah." And then I realized that my shirt also says, "I love my cousin."
That's the best.
And at that moment, I said, I really should have said no. However, he knows who we are. So it was like a weird like situation. So I just thought I could go on to explain that I'm going to a theme party. But honestly, why bother? Just move along. Just move along. So I left. I said, have a great weekend. And he said, you too. And then we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
So we walk up to the party and we look like we dressed hard.
Oh, like nobody was in anything.
Everyone else is in like a cute little NASCAR t-shirt and like
Julia.
and we look like full trash bags.
The theme was white trash. Like, and the little invitation was all like pretty and cool and amazing. And I was like, well, I'm fucking going hard. And then she comes into the salon on Friday and before her actual party and she's like, yeah, like I'm going to be dressing, everybody's going to be dressing so hard this weekend. She was hyping it up. And so I was like, well, fuck, I got to go hard. We showed up and I said, so why is Julia looked fabulous. She looked fabulous, but I was like, this is not white trash. This is like glamorized white trash.
She goes, I told you I was going NASCAR princess.
I mean, she definitely achieved that. It was a great look, but I was like, when I was envisioning white trash, I was envisioning white trash Whereas she was like, white trash.
Yeah.
Like, that was it was different fonts. Same word, different font.
100%. She added glitter to that
Yeah.
font. Let's be
I
real.
added like fucking like dust and like dirty socks.
We added like red clay off our tires, and she added like
We were like redneck white trash.
Well,
100%.
she doesn't know how much we all love a theme.
I love a theme, and I will go hard. So I pull up and I have on my jean shorts. I have a belly bag. I got that like yes,
Yeah.
the, like
Oh my
almost like a bag that looks like your belly's hanging out, and then
It looked a little too
it was
realistic.
realistic.
It was a
Also, it was hot,
Kept
so
in
it was like
the-
sweaty me. I was like sweating the whole time.
Like one point during like it feels like the night, but it was during the day because we were like getting really wasted at like 3 in the afternoon. But she was like, Macy, like feel it, and it was just like a pocket of just like sweat for this time he was.
So gross.
So bad.
It felt like I just wore like a trash bag out is really what happened. I also went out in the daylight to the town in my Crocs
Yep.
with with no socks on. That was the mistake I made in 90 something degree weather
Talk about a pool.
No.
Talk about a
That-
flood.
and the Crocs. You know you're an amateur Croc wearer when you make that decision first and foremost.
I mean, that's why I didn't wear my Tevas, just my Tevas. I put like long, like white. Sorry if I just toenailed you. But I put like long white socks on with my Tevas, and I was like, oh yeah, my Tevas.
So we don't even leave. So we get there early, like on time. Let's say early, but on time. And my favorite is, first of all, I love Julia, but I also love her family. And they are great. So we are drinking with the fam. We're having a blasty blast. We're playing games. We're drinking.
Dude, no, like from the second that we get there, I pull up and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, you guys have a beer bong? And she's like, no, we had this. It was their fucking Eagle. And the first thing I did, I wasn't even there 5 minutes, and had already like downed an entire like beer bong through the
The
Eagle.
thing about Uncle Rick is Uncle Rick's gonna make you drink.
Oh my god, the whiskey. He pulls out whiskey, and I said,
No.
huh?
And then he goes, all he asks you is one question: caramel or regular?
We obviously chose caramel.
I chose caramel. Then one of his friends said, are you sure about that? And I said, well, now you're making me feel unsure about my
You
decision.
sure about that?
Then he goes, no, you do you. And I said, I am going to do me. And I choose caramel.
But whenever I was taking it, it was burning the shit out of my mouth. Like, it was so smooth, but that was my first time also ever taking shots of whiskey. Oh my god. I don't know if I can ever drink that much again. We just kept boozing. The thing is, we never stopped boozing. We went to Lassen's. Me and Alicia shared a sandwich, which I also know for a fact that I was like giving Alicia like the I love you speech for that. But that's how you know, like, I'm fucked up. I was like, no, Alicia, like, you're just like the best.
She started crying at the bar. It got really into her feels.
Crying.
It was
It was the first bar we even went to. This is how you know we did so much drinking at the house that the first
I
bar,
was like borderline blackout at the first bar.
in my brain, I'm thinking I should have just walked home after the house. I should have just never went to a bar.
We probably should have.
Then we got a new friend on the way from the first bar to the second bar. We picked up a friend,
Who was the friend?
somebody who came to the bar for Julia, but we were not with Julia. We walked on our own with said friend. So it was me, Macy, and a guy.
Beats me, y'all. I don't.
So now it's the three of us, and I'm not joking you. I think this man tried to save our life like 9 times. He kept being like, no, you don't cross now. No, let's walk this way instead. Because I think that we were making such poor life decisions on our walk from one bar to the next. Like, I need to save these girls. All I remember is that he was definitely like in his golf apparel. So he must have gone golfing because he was in full golf wear. And he was so nice to us, but he definitely saved our lives like 3 times. He snatched you from walking into the road at one point in time with a car. Yes. And I'm sure he also was like, what did I get myself into? I was just trying to walk from the one bar to
He also was like, these girls are gonna kill themselves.
So I don't remember who you were, but I just want to say blessings. And we had we had a nice conversation. I do remember that. But about what? No idea. Secondly, then we get to me, I've only been to this bar twice ever in the
The
time
Fifth?
I've lived here. Yes.
Really? I go there all
Ever.
the time.
Never, ever, ever.
So
I think
trashy.
that's either your bar or it's not. And there are a lot of people who that's their bar.
Yeah, it was never my bar. I never grew up going there. The only other time I went there was with PJ and Brittany, and we sat outside and we all decided that that was not our bar. I was the Lassens girl. I grew up Lassens, Tin. Do you know what I mean? Like we would go to other. Ridge grew up. Ridge was also one of ours. Ridgewood. I grew up going to all the other bars except for Fifth. We never stepped foot in the Fifth. No shade.
Same.
It's
No,
just
it's not a
also
bad
like
thing. I mean, it's
not a
also like
bar.
their food isn't great. So like honestly, if you're going there, it's for mainly for drinking.
Well, and I didn't even like the drink choices that they had.
Yeah, no, they suck.
It was terrible.
Their drinks are awful. They're a terrible like dive bar. The thing is, I feel like they used to actually be like a good bar, and then I think that they've like switched with Lassens, where Lassens are like low-key a dive bar, and the Fizz is like.
But the
it's a
difference
kid-
was the appeal of Lassens, and was always that they always had a great craft beer cooler, always and forever, no matter what they had going on, even when they were an old slimy gross bar. They always had a craft cooler, so they always had good craft beer that you could pick from. And they made their drinks strong as fuck.
Yeah, I never got sick off of their drinks.
You always had clean lines, and there was always a craft cooler.
I would say that is true because I feel like Lassens, like I've had my fair share of times getting fucked up there, but like the drinks have always been great. The service has been pretty good. You know, they're busy some nights, and then
So
you're
like,
sick after.
as much as it was a dive back in the day, it was a great dive bar.
Mhm.
But I did not feel that. I felt like that was the end of the ride for me, as much as there were other bars that they went on to. Me and Macy had seen that this was the end of the rodeo for us.
Oh, I just Irish goodbye at one point.
I didn't. I did say goodbye to a bunch of people that I did meet. I don't know who those fair people were. They were really trying to be like, hang out with us for the night. And I was like, I don't know any of you. Blessings to you
Yeah.
people.
It like became a
We're
group where I was
good.
like, oh, there's a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah, a lot. So by this point, a lot of people joined. Like, so they were like joining in.
So it was just crowded,
And I was like-
it was overwhelming. Also, like, I'm pretty sure I probably had fucking smoked some weed by that point. Like, I don't even know, but I was at that point where like I was so drunk that I could not like physically say goodbye to people. I was like, I just need to go. Like, I need to go.
That would normally be the point when I would be like, I need to go throw up.
Oh, and then guess what? I went home and I yacked in my toilet.
I
Dropped my phone in the
walked
toilet.
home, and on my lovely walk home, I listened to a podcast, and I ordered myself Wendy's to be at my doorstep.
Nice.
That makes you seem a lot more sober than I was, because when I walked home, I'm pretty sure I like stumbled home. Like
My Crocs got a good workout. She got a nice little workout, and I made it home at a very reasonable time. So, mind you, all of this happened, and then I checked my watch, and I think I was home at like 8:30
That's
p.m.
great.
You know, the thing that is
I love
crazy to me
that.
too is that that's a Saturday night. So like downtown Homewood is kind of popping. So I'm like wondering if like anybody like spotted me like stumbling like home.
I'm sure plenty of people
Probably.
spotted you guys.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I would pay for footage.
Let me take you guys on a little journey. You guys were doing that. I was dealing with the 3-year-old. Bill and I were trying to have a nice little shopping. You know how we do. We're in South Haven. We're going to walk around. We were going to do a little shopping. We planned to like go to the beach or the splash pad that was there. No, this tyrant was screaming at us to go back to the house that we were staying at the entire time. All she wanted to do was go back to the house. And Bill and I kept like kind of going back and forth on what we were going to do. And I was like, please, can we just, it was also cold unexpectedly. Then it got fucking hot really fast. All of a sudden it's 90. And I was like, and it's 1:30 p.m. And I'm like, we should have done the thing we came here to do from the start of today. Then we wouldn't be in this situation. You know, like when you're with
What'd you
your,
guys go there to do?
like to South Haven in general that
Didn't
day.
you have like a wedding or something?
No,
I feel like Bella kept telling me that you had a wedding.
I did a wedding on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, we were just up there to like relax. Actually, we were up there to like enjoy the beaches and like be in the sun, and it was chilly. So
That sucks so much.
So then I'm like, Bill, please let's go to Virtue Cider because I hear it's awesome for anybody if they have like a big group or if they have kids because you can chill out. Have you ever been there?
No.
He was like very against it. He kept looking on his phone and trying to figure out other places, but couldn't come up with other places. And I'm like, can we just go to this fucking place so that she has like they have little animals there? And
That sounds perfect.
we get there. It's, as I said, at this point now like 93 degrees. It's all outdoor and we're sweating balls because we're now in our like more warmed up gear. So then we end up leaving after we chow down on like a charcuterie and a flight, go to Meijer. I'm like, that's it. We're going to Meijer. We're getting a couple towels because I had her bathing suit in the backpack. And she was still acting like a psychopath the entire time, even though I'm like, here's your tablet. But we picked up a wagon. And then I said to Bill, we need to start drinking. This is the problem right now.
The problem is that we are dead sober right now.
I can tell how frustrated you're getting. We need to take this wagon. We're going to go to downtown South Haven. I'm going to make us road sodas. And he was like, how are we going to do that? And I'm like, I need you to go somewhere and we need to get a couple cups of ice. And he was acting like he's never, I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Maybe
Now,
he was
he
in
had
a
no
mood.
idea where we were going to get cups with ice.
Oh, he was really like boohooing this.
I'm like, Bill, I would like you to just pull over into that gas station right there. I'm going to go fill up some cups of ice.
Crazy idea.
You could buy cups of ice from the gas station like that? Like, how are you going to do that?
Red
What are you gonna
Soul
say to-
cups and then get ice.
What are you going to say? Are you going to say that, like, you're just getting ice? You're going to put the lid on, like, like it's not a complicated thing. They don't care what you're getting. You're paying the same price for the cup, whether you get a soda in it or just ice.
There also are people out there that don't even put ice in their soda when they go
Crazy people. Disgusting.
I
I
hate
32
Kelly.
ounces of solid
solid liquid.
No, my friend Kelly used to be like a very big anti-ice person. And so even like in her water and her sodas and everything that like definitely should have water in it, never. And I'm like, ugh. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Wait, Kelly is the fun one. A couple times. Because probably how she grew up. Her mom probably, because ice actually is not good for you.
I'm pretty sure she's into it now, but I actually could be wrong. I'm not.
But
pretty
I'm
sure.
very into it now, and I
Grew up
always
not
was
liking
against it. So I come out with these 32-ounce plastic cups of gas station ice. I was trying to be white trash with you guys.
I like
even
it.
though I wasn't with you guys.
You
And
were
then
doing really good.
I bought a case of the High Noon teas.
I do like them.
High noon
God.
teas are like delicious.
So good.
Especially the original. I really can fuck up an original one. Like,
I
they're-
felt the same.
I feel like I've tried a lot of the flavors of it, but the original I'm like still I think is the best.
Yeah.
Which is like sometimes you can't do wrong with just an OG like iced tea.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need peach in it.
It's giving like brisk vibes, and I'm really here for that.
See, I grew up loving like
brisk, baby.
brisk and like Arizona iced
Yeah.
teas, like the half lemonade, you know, the Arnold Palmers of the world. Those are my fucking jam growing up.
I'm gonna tell you, I was always, if you were dating me from like early 2004 to 2012, if you were gonna bring me a bevy, it was gonna be a raspberry iced tea.
Mm-hmm. I was also a
Win me over. It was a
I don't think I ever tried a raspberry iced tea, but that does
So
sound like-
raspberry brisk.
So I'm telling you, it was a raspberry iced tea.
So good.
You knew that you were dating or courting Alicia if you walked into the salon and you had a raspberry iced tea, because for a long time I wasn't a coffee drinker, so I was a tea drinker.
Yeah. I think at any point, if anybody wants to bring you a drink and doesn't know what kind of drink to bring Alicia, she will always take a twisted tea.
Oh.
Always.
Are we talking about alcoholic beverages or are we talking about like beverages in general?
Just in general.
yeah.
I mean, I'll always take for an alcoholic beverage. If you're stumped, tea is always the way to
She
go.
does.
And I will go twisted tea for eternity. I was very happy when they came out the light ones, because those
Mhm.
originals are
Heavy.
They are rough.
Yeah.
But I will drink them. But yes, I'm a tea girl
Yeah.
for life. So all these teas that are coming out now,
I'm loving it.
after my heart, after my heart.
I also had a tequila high noon this weekend, and I've had them before. And you know, when I first tried them, I didn't like them, but like when I'm forced to drink them, they actually are pretty good, and they get you fucked up.
I'm not
That
there
blood
with them.
orange one flavor. That one was good. But again, I don't think I can have a whole one.
Yeah.
Like I have sips of them and I'm like, oh, I like that flavor. But to be honest, the whole one, something about the tequila in it. And I'm a tequila drinker. I don't know what it is. I don't like it.
Well, first of all, we're bougie tequila drinkers. Second of all, what I will explain what the taste is. The taste is that you put your beer in the fridge and then took it out and then put it back in the fridge and then you taste it.
So
And
it's like a skunky.
it's like a skunky taste for some reason. It's like they all the tequila ones have it. Even the blood orange, which I love blood orange. But when I tasted it, I still tasted that little skunk on it.
Fair though. Like they do have like a little weird
Just a weird
taste to them.
Oh, after the road sodies, we really repair. It was the wagon. She was also lazy and she didn't want to walk. That was part of it.
She's 3, to be fair. Like she's 3.
And so I
didn't want to
threw the
walk. by myself.
Pocahontas tablet in the wagon, and she argued a couple times, and I said, "No, you will sit in there, and that's it." And then we went to the
She
spa.
said, I could just sit here and chill. Yeah.
Bill drank half of my drink.
I love a wagon.
But now I introduced him to something new.
What'd you introduce him to? What was this bevy that you made?
No, it was just the cup of ice that you
My
could
bad.
buy a cup
My
of
bad.
ice from
Okay,
pretty much
you really
any.
brought him out of his comfort zone with
Yeah.
getting a cup of ice from a gas station.
I mean, we always went to 7-Eleven a lot when we were
dude,
younger.
I was 7-Eleven used to be the corner store that they got over there now near
Mhm.
Family Liquor. And it used to be White Hen before that, actually.
Yes, White Hen.
Oh, and they had the best donuts. They had the best fucking chocolate long johns ever. Yeah, I fuck with like a 7-Eleven sort of. They got slushies in the back. They got the Coke. Sometimes they got laundry detergent too. I mean, like, damn, they got everything.
We used to do a lot of slushies.
I loved 7-Eleven.
I mean, do you guys go there on 7-Eleven and like fill it up with a big pitcher all the time?
No.
What was your favorite 7-Eleven flavor? Like your
Okay, well,
like-
when growing up, I was always like a blue raz girl. But then I also liked the blue raz probably mixed with the cherry, but I didn't like the Coke in it. I was never a Coke person.
Excuse me, cherry Coke all the way.
Every once in a while, cherry Coke. But then when they had the Baja Blast ones,
Did they?
delicious.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't like a super into like exploring many flavors put together.
But I like it. Cap it off.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, I would do the blue, maybe like a little squirt of like red on the bottom for like a little flavor change towards the end. But this weekend, yeah, I went to my sister's after, dude, I miraculously got up the next morning and got on a 9:45 train. I don't know how I did it. I'm going to be honest, I was probably going to bed at like 10 o'clock because I was boozing all day.
Extra recovery.
So I got extra good sleep. But damn, yeah, I woke up. I was like, fuck. But I was like, I'm determined to get to the city. The only thing that's going to get me through this is drinking more alcohol.
Yeah.
So I got on the train. I went there. Immediately, I eat a nice sandwich that my sister made me. And then I start boozing it. So pretty sure, I had Nooners. And then have you guys ever done the GoPuff before? Okay, so GoPuff is like this, it's like a delivery service of the ones out there, but they do like booze and shit. And so I didn't have enough time to go to like actually go and get alcohol, but I GoPuffed 2 cases of liquor to the
like
apartment.
a drizzly.
Sure, maybe. I don't know what that is. But yeah, it was really nice. And then we literally boozed it all day at the beach. Like I was literally there for like 6 hours. She's like, what, a 10-minute walk away, which is so
That's
nice.
awesome. That's very cute. Sounds nice. How close is her apartment to the train?
Oh my God, it's literally like, I would say it says a 4-minute walk on like maps, but it's literally like not. The longest part is actually getting off at 55th, 56th, and 57th Street and then having to go all the way down the stairs, all the way out and down because it's like the exit for some reason for them is like super fucking long. But from like the actual like entrance point, it's like not even a 2-minute walk.
That's so nice.
So it's like you get off here and then you turn left and then just walk down and there's her apartment. One turn.
Love
It's
it.
pretty awesome.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna look over there?
Yeah, I am, but just everything's so expensive and also all the stuff that I do want is like not within the budget of what is offered. Because 300 square foot is not a lot of space at all. Like it's not a lot of space at all. Not even.
Literally here. To
Yeah.
there.
We moved my sister in and like that was the plan. But now I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna have no space whatsoever. I want at least 400 square feet. Like, come on, shoot me. That's not asking for a lot.
That's crazy that those are options.
Yeah, for like literally $1,000. If I want a 500 square footage place, it's like $1,600
Luxury.
plus. That's literal luxury for a studio.
I feel like 500 should be a minimum.
No. It's awful. So yeah, I mean, but then, oh my gosh, today I was getting Wake and Bakery and I stopped in and you know when like, I mean, at least I didn't see this person since like middle school, but I walked up to the cash register. I was like, I think I know him. And I was like, I don't know why. I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible with people, but for some reason I knew his name. I was like, this is Charles. Hi, Charles. And then I was like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, he probably doesn't recognize me at all. And then he goes, wait, do I know you? And I was like, oh my God, yeah. Like, hi. And I was like, oh, your name is Charles, right? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. But anyways, he's literally, I was like, what are you up to? He has an apartment in Homewood. And I was like, how the fuck are you affording that? I was like, dude, if I could afford that here, I would be here. That's why I'm not moving here. Every place here is like literally $1,500 plus.
I know the McDermotts are looking to, for the first time, rent out one of their places above their law firm. She was after.
Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm. Wow. She said, would Macy want to stay down here?
I totally would. I'm just saying, like, that's like literally.
There are a ton of apartments in Homewood, though.
But like
none, a ton.
But none that are like what I'm looking for price wise. Like nothing that's like, oh my God, like yeah, this is worth moving here.
Right.
Not worth it, but like.
No, it should be worth it if you're in.
So I found this like one place in Tinley where I was like, oh my God, like this is like $850 and it was like great square footage. It was nice. And then it was fucking senior living. And I was like, motherfucker, why is senior living so much cheaper? Like, what the fuck?
Rude.
It's a really disrespectful. Or I get a place that's within my budget and it has roaches. Like, I don't want bugs. I don't want bugs.
Those old buildings.
That's why we found ourselves in Cherville, Indiana at Sherwood Lake Apartments.
I lived there for a minute.
Because
Yeah.
it was
With
1,000 square feet.
I didn't know Nora then when she lived there. She didn't know me when I lived there.
Everybody lived in Sherwood Lake.
Do in Cherville?
Anybody who's anybody lived in Sherwood Lake.
I think it was like a rite of passage.
It was.
Was that like your guys' thing?
It was just like a big thing for our generation that a lot of people live there because you got 1,000 square foot apartment with 3 pools in the subdivision. And it was probably, I think for our very first apartment, we paid like $780 a month.
Wonder how much that would be now.
I don't know.
I don't think it's even that much higher. I think it's like $1,200 maximum, and there's washing machines in every apartment.
Me and my boyfriend had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
We did the 1-bath first.
Well, and at the time that I lived there, Bobby, all the Weavers lived above us. So it was like it was
Oh, you had the shit going on.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of friends in there.
Yeah.
And it was so nice because there were 3 pools. So you just bob around to whichever pool wasn't busy.
It was a good time. It was a glimpse of a moment, and I think it was a rite of passage.
It was
like
more than a glimpse.
It wasn't
a long
me,
period.
But that's because
of time.
that was my relationship was not that long
Yeah.
of like living there, like during his time there.
Which
He was there
was
with a
he?
previous girlfriend before me. So then,
A bad juju.
Mhm.
Probably sat on like the same side of the bed as the girlfriend before you. Or were you the girlfriend before?
I was, mhm.
Just saying when you put it that way.
I was the reason that they broke up.
Oh.
The cops got called on me because I broke a window in there.
You broke
Which then became my house. I was probably not your best friend to be when you were younger. You learn. You live and you learn.
Are you guys sharing your location with me?
Yeah. Okay, that's like a real question. Like, how do you guys feel about
Location.
Okay, so as a Gen Z, I feel like my sharing location is maybe slightly different than you guys. But give it a roll.
Are you sharing your location so that they can where to find you?
Well, I mean, like, yeah. But I also like I think it's nice to like have it to like, oh, if I'm gonna like call this person, are they busy? Are they out and about?
Oh, you're just checking.
Yeah, like I do
Kinda like a
I do it more
Vanderpump.
like logistically where I'm like, oh, I really need to call Nora right now. Is she out? And I've done that before. I've checked your location. I'm like, oh shit, like she's like out doing stuff. So I'm like, this is not a good time to like call her.
That's hilarious. So I don't usually think about that.
Locations when we're doing something and you're
Yes.
supposed to be at my
Yes.
homestead.
Or like, where are
Like
you?
we have a reservation. Where are these humans?
Yes.
Or it's like a text me when you get home kind of a scenario where like
Yeah.
we've split up, we're going home.
I'm only sharing it with you guys, and I just got so excited when we first started sharing it with each other.
Weird story on that one. We did share it, and then I was with him when he did it because I had to come get him. So he was on his cycle, like bicycle, but I felt like I had he has a motorcycle and like he has many.
For a split second,
I
I was
thought
like,
you were talking
was like
about
his
his period.
I thought you were talking about the same.
Yes. Sometimes also on his cycle. So he was on his bicycle. This was back when he would cycle a lot, and he got a flat tire, but he was in a location that was actually over by you, like in like your old place in Thornton, and it was in a weird place that he couldn't really describe to me because there was also like stuff going on road work wise, and so I said, drop a pin. Like, share your location with me. Like, clearly you're on your phone. You're trying to describe to me where the fuck you are. I don't know where to come and get you. So share your location.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, I don't even know how to do that. And it like,
I kind of recall this.
yes. So I had to like walk him through sharing, like dropping a pin and sharing your location. So then he does all of that. I go and get him.
He was over by like Glenwood Oaks.
Yeah, it was like a weird spot. So I couldn't get to him because it was like where they were doing road construction and stuff. And I kept like trying to be like, I can't actually get to you. It was a really weird spot. So anyways, time passes. I said, for further reference, when you're doing stuff like this, just share your location with me. I have like tons of my friends. And he was like, really? And so he turns it on. And so it does like you're sharing a location, like Alicia's now sharing a location, blah, blah, blah. And so I start to realize he can see my location, yet every time I like ever see his, which I never really like noticed, it would always just say locating, but it would never find him. So I think it's just like a glitch in his like.
I don't think. I think okay. So actually, as somebody who like does share location, that does happen every once in a while when I do it with Aiden's. But I would say 95% of the time it doesn't.
So then I'm going to tell you right now because I don't think it's like something like sketchy on his part because we've tried to redo it like a few times with his. His just doesn't do it. My girlfriend Sarah's
His
also
GPS is fucked up.
my girlfriend Sarah's also does it. So we share in our group. Like we also have a group of like my girlfriends and we've done it in our group. Hers does the same thing to me. I could do it right now. I'll show you. Hers will just say no location found, no location.
That is actually what happens with Gemma's AirTag.
Yeah.
Because that's why I also was noticing because I check her AirTag.
Is that a specific setting that you have to change in your phone, or is that just a glitch? You know,
It's
Who
just
knows?
like I have no
Like it could have been like a weird update, like how my phone answers on speaker.
or they have to update. Yeah, they have to update the app.
Like
And
who
that's
fucking
why
knows?
or something.
So yes and no. We no longer do it. I got so irritated that it just kept always saying no location found every time I clicked on his profile that it was just irritating me and I stopped sharing because I like just didn't even want to deal with it. Plus then I was like, why does he get to reserve the right to see my location at all times? But now I can no longer see his
Did
location.
you cut him off?
I cut him off. Cut that bitch off. I said, you know what?
it's giving like
No.
It's giving a little like it feels toxic, you know. And I know that it's not, but like it's like, why am I the only one sharing my location with you? It
You
feels
know
like you're
what?
controlling me.
You don't get to see my location if I don't get to see your location.
You're so mean. I totally do the same shit.
I wish that Bill had an iPhone because
Well, yeah, these were the
share
features.
location.
These were the features I was so jacked about that when Luke finally became an iPhone person, I was like, oh my God, we get to FaceTime. We get to share things. We get to do all this kind of stuff. And then half the shit he doesn't even do.
Do you
Or-
guys FaceTime?
Yeah. When he's like gone, he does.
I can't FaceTime with Bill either.
Because he has an Android.
Yeah.
He would.
You know what you can do is Instagram call.
We have done that before.
You know, I know this
You can
because
call
Luke
on
was
Snapchat.
Luke was an Android user for so many years that we had to do that.
Nora's toes just scraped the top of mine. At least they're moisturized, though. I'm really glad they didn't like scratch like my top. But
Did it feel?
sometimes my underneath of my feet can be a little scaly. Feeling.
Oh no!
The word use scaly.
My
That's how
crack-
mine
Not
are.
that scaly, but
Well, this is actually moisturized, but these cracks are so bad that I have to put lotion on twice a day. Otherwise, I can't walk. Wait.
What
Today, though, today in general was kind of funny with you. You were being kind of funny.
Oh, was I?
Because, yeah,
Oh, was I? You were so excited.
Tell me.
because
Tell me about myself.
I had some moments in the back room as well where I disappeared. And I told my clients, like, I'll be out in a minute. But today, Alysia, like, I feel like 3 times with clients, she like said hi to them and then she just skirted away with no other information. And just because Macy was doing a couple of like serious things in the back. So her and Alysia were collaborating on that, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was like a meal. You weren't like going back there to scarf your face or go to
No,
the
she
bathroom.
was just trying to
She's
like
trying to
help.
close out helping you.
Yep.
Like the first one, I don't remember who it was, but then it was that lady Debbie.
Debbie locked herself out of this salon. She couldn't even get herself in.
To be fair though, I think the door's been sticking because when I came into the salon after stopping at my house like this morning, the door it like stuck and then I had to push it in and then push it.
The door is what the door is, and it has this. It has this little clicky opening thing that you hold the handle and you click the thing and you push it open. And sometimes it gets stuck, so you just have to, instead of shaking it,
Yeah, some people
you just take your finger off of the clicky thing and re-click the clicky thing, and then you just sail on in. And poor Debbie, clicky, and then she got kind of stuck.
And then she just stood there like we had locked her out.
Yeah.
Like she-
And then Alysia goes, "Come on in. You're not locked out. Come on in." And then she sat down on the couch, and then Alysia went away after that. So I was like,
Is that your client?
no.
Yes, it was.
It was.
I think that's the best part. That it was like, if it was like Nora's kind of like fair enough, but she's like, come on in. Okay, bye.
Well, I did not know it was Alicia's
Not
client
just give me a moment.
because she's a new client to the salon. And last time she was in was her first time, and she got a haircut from me. She's just a lady who likes to get her haircut. She doesn't care who. So I didn't know this. And I turned around and I said, "Hey, how are you? What's up? Do you want to make an appointment or something?" And then Alysia comes out, "No, she's with me." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, glad this is covered. And then it happened again. But then it happened. You didn't even come out this time. I
didn't hear Kathy even come in. We didn't even hear Kathy come
Dude, it was so funny because I was like sitting in the back. I felt like I was like a little raccoon and like your little headlights. Really, she came out and she's like,
She comes into the back.
she
She
said
goes,
something interesting.
do you want me just to keep sitting down?
Yeah, that's what she said. It was like something like low key, like a little snarky.
Yeah. Well, she was being snarky out here. When she came in, I said, "Hey, how are you?" And then I talked to my client, and she was kind of like participating just a little bit.
She's like, "Where's my bitch?"
No, then I turned around and she's like, "Should I go back there and tell her that I'm here?" We had a whole conversation, so I figured you heard it. She didn't hear it. She didn't hear it.
Dude, we were in our zone back there.
I said, "You can go back there if you want." I mean, I'm sure she heard you. She's just working on a project with Macy. She'll be out in a minute. And it was maybe like 5 minutes. And then she was like, "I guess I'm going to go back there." But we had a full conversation about how she should just go back there, go grab something to eat, check it out, go to the bathroom, let her know you're here. And she just was like, "I'll just wait it out." And then she clearly changed her mind.
Well, then when she comes back,
She's
I
even
thought,
really irritated.
yeah, then she was like,
Yeah.
"I saw you guys were filming a video or something." And we said,
No, you're just doing some technical
I
stuff.
was doing, like, I was finishing up helping Macy with the project that I asked her to do. And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I have somewhere to be."
She did say that.
And then I go, "Oh." So then I asked her where she had somewhere to be. "Well, I really don't. I just have like some errands to run afterwards."
The way my jaw's dropped. You know, she's like one of those women that I'm like, I can't be too like irritated by it, but at the same time, it's just a little silly. I have somewhere to be. Actually, I don't have anywhere to be. I just didn't.
She's like that. She's funny like
Which
that.
the thing is, like, she's always like one of our, I feel like our more involved clients. So maybe she was disappointed that train conductor wasn't here.
I mean, she could have been disappointed by many things. I didn't even hear the door open.
I didn't
mean,
either.
that's a true art.
It was just a real
Fair
funny
enough.
situation.
I think that we just have a lot of characters. Clearly, I was funny today. You know what I felt like?
You were,
Which,
it was good.
what can contribute to that, which I also did discuss with my client, which I think is funny because they brought it up. I'm feeling very, hard to focus with my allergies right now. I'm
Mhm.
feeling like my allergies really have me like in a like
Do
my
you feel
head.
like you're like in a cloud?
Yes.
I understand that.
Yes.
That's how Bella was explaining that she felt today. And that's why I kept feeding her all these supplements and allergy things.
So I'm finding it very hard to focus. So even like
Yeah.
when, so I feel like that could also be my like very
Yeah.
like
It was
fine.
cute. I really liked your
Finding
behavior
it very
today.
difficult. My nasal passages are feeling like my head feels like it's
Yeah.
30 million pounds.
Yeah.
That's awful.
My allergies are feeling really like wild.
Yeah. Where sometimes it's not like a heavy headache, it's like a floating headache.
Yeah, I feel
I feel like I've been getting like little like pains like in my forehead
Yeah.
from it a little bit, but like mine's not like, at least knock on wood, like isn't at that point of like brain fog. But brain fog just feels like awful. You just don't feel alive.
brain
Like, it literally feels like
I
you're
just like
sleeping.
it though, because it kind of makes you feel like you're high.
brain fog is the worst, except for when you're trying to remember something or you're having a conversation
yeah,
with somebody and all of a sudden you're like,
No.
You just feel so.
But if you're just
What-
floating through the day,
yeah.
then
But I feel like that would probably equate to my personality.
I would agree.
Where I felt like I was very like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I don't know. Let's go over here now.
It was a successful day at the salon, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, like, and we didn't even have Bella here, and I feel like it was smooth.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was very smooth.
we are professionals.
We can be.
We can.
The new affirmation for today is I have the inner strength to navigate challenges at work.
Mm.
As somebody who cried today, I will be looking at that and thinking that later in my head. I'm trying to make the affirmations really stick.
The moon is in Libra until 12:36 a.m.
Oh, ends tonight.
Yes, harmonious and balanced energy creates a fertile ground for communication, enjoyment, beauty, and art. Honesty, a sense of justice comes to the fore. I don't really understand that last part. Okay.
To the front.
Yeah, but just really say like foreground. It's just to the fore, which is like a really weird way to word it.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to seem like mystical.
Yeah, it was a very
Very
giving
mystical.
like
Is it the number 4?
FORE.
Oh.
Oh yeah, like foregrounds.
I did like
Like it should be
Yeah.
like it should be foreground, but it's like to forefront, but it's like in
Mhm.
the way that they're wording it, it's like from like the 1600s.
in a fortnight.
But it also says it's Moon Day.
Ooh, what does that mean?
This says
Waxing you.
this is a day when people and actions from your past may emerge and haunt you. This is an occasion to review some aspects of your life, put to an end of unfinished business. Today is a very favorable day for communication and family time. So it's really hitting a lot of communication. Communication. It says also that start the process of development, strengths, and contacts with your soul. It is favorable for studying, new beginnings, solving financial issues, negotiations. It's better to avoid rudeness and aggression.
I think the buzzword for us in general is grow.
Communication.
Growth.
I think we've had our communication successes, and I think that there's sometimes where I'm like, oh, I could do better after that one.
Yeah.
Put that all in your back pocket and roll with that this week.
You learn from that.
Mm-hmm. Learn and grow.
Sometimes our greatest failures can become our best successes. Enjoy your week. Think about good communication and what you want to work on for your coming week. Health, wealth. We will see you at your next appointment. Have a great week. Cheers to you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's Nora, Alysia, and Macy.
We are a girly podcast, and we are on the floor.
Did I go the wrong way?
You definitely did.